Hello and welcome to Adelante Chicago. I'm Ana Belaval in for Lourdes Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us today. We continue celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month by highlighting our language. More than 400 million people in the world speak Spanish. Many schools nationwide are capitalizing on that, investing in dual language programs. WGN's Lourdes Duarte is joining us with a look at how our schools are investing in Español.
It is definitely a growing trend. School systems are encouraging a second language and even investing in it. You've seen it in Europe for decades where people speak 2 or even 3 languages in many cases. Here in Chicago, CPS already has a plan. It's one of the most spoken languages in the world, and at Carson Elementary on the city's southwest side, they're starting early.
You can't go under it.
These students are part of Chicago Public Schools' dual language program. It has become a trend around the country. More and more parents and schools are pushing to get kids to learn a second language early on.
Most of the day is going to be in Spanish, right? So the learning the ABCs, learning the sounds, reading to them, asking them questions for comprehension.
Sometimes it's Spanish, sometimes it's another language. In Chicago, kids are starting as early as pre-K, and by the time they graduate high school,
we have over 1,000 students annually who now earn the seal of biliteracy.
That seal was first kicked off in California in 2012. Jorge Macias, who runs the CPS Office of Language and Cultural Education, says it can get them early college credit, and employers are taking that seal seriously, even asking for it. More than 20 states have adopted it. CPS is hoping that by the year 2030, at least half of its graduates are eligible to earn one.
We've been obviously funding these programs as a district, so this is a priority for us.
It seems to be a priority all around. On the northwest side, a private daycare, Rayito de Sol, popped up this year, marketing a full immersion program in Spanish for kids this little.
As soon as you walk through the door, they greet you in Spanish. Hey, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás?
It's not only the language, it's the culture itself.
Many educators eyeing the possibility of the U.S. following some of the trends we see internationally, where in many cases people speak 2 or even more languages. But it's going to take some time. Critics argue focusing too much on language takes away from learning about subjects overall. Supporters, meanwhile,
there's research that says that they're more cognitively flexible. You know, they're able to understand ideas in a little bit more broad way.
The trend seems to indicate a push for it, with kids taking an interest. And the University of Chicago is doing some research right now on how the bilingual programs at CPS are doing. What we know for a fact is that it's helping many students attain early college credentials. I'm Lourdes Duarte, WGN News.